Hello. Thank you, Tim, for the reminder that I'm supposed to be live. I was chatting and asking them a question about something, and like, "Hey, aren't you supposed to be live like right now?" And I was like, "Oh shoot, yes," because I was listening to Mama V and I heard her wrapping up, but she usually wraps up like 5 minutes or so early. So I was like, "I got time." No, 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 ma'am, no, ma'am, I did not. So, hello. Happy Wednesday, kids. Welcome to Three Mississippi and a tardy for the party, Sid. But I'm here, and that's what matters. So, thank you, Ridge Life, for you keeping me on track because today, apparently, if my head wasn't screwed on, I would just be running around like a chicken with it cut off. David Blunt is in the house. Hello, hello, hello. Lindsay into the mist is here. Hello, Alex. White Rock Homestead. What's going on, Tara Jason? What's happening? Mike Birch. Hello. Auntie Anne is here, of course. Yes, Ms. Thumbnail. Yeah, so I'm working on teaching myself how to do thumbnails now, which is a whole different category that I've never tried to really do other than like on my phone with like text editing. So I delved into that some today, and I was kind of picking their brains a little bit because I was using the CEO program on the TubeBuddy and trying to do my title and the keywords and all the stuff, and basically kind of making my head explode. But I think I'm making some progress. I still have some zhuzhing to do because for some reason it shrunk my thumbnail down, and I need to mess with it some more. So I'm not sure what I did wrong, but I gotta play with it some more. But and oh, look who's here. Look who's here. The diva. Diva.
That's right.
That's right. So let's see what else. Evelyn Newman, hello. Terry, hello. What's going on? Oh, I missed whatever that was that you said about the puppy. Let's liven it up with the puppy. Oh yeah, she's out there with Kusi right now.
Yeah, we're not bringing that puppy in
Not
here.
bringing her in the house. Those dogs don't come in the house. Yeah, they don't come
Drew
inside.
is driving but vibing.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Mike. You know what today is? It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. It's hump day. Right? Neil, hello. The Peanut Farm. It's good to be here. I need to learn how to make a thumbnail. Well, you and me both. I'm working on it. So I hope you got my email. I did. I know I sent in the email that it took me like a few days to respond because I didn't want to just send out a perfunctory email to you, Peanut Farm. But when I sat down, I like
who's Ryan Harrington?
I never heard of him. I don't know.
I know a guy named Thomas Harrington.
Thomas Ryan. Yeah.
I talked to your gravel guy today, by the way. He's going to come by on Friday.
Put out an ad?
And take a look.
Tim, did I miss something? I don't know. I'm slow today, Tim, so in more ways than one.
Not as slow as Tim.
Well,
hop along Gimpy over there.
Poor baby. I know. Yeah, so people don't walk in the South, which I kind of already knew because I learned that in Oklahoma when Auntie Ann and the hotel was right here and the restaurant we were going to was right here. I could see it. And I was like, well, we could just walk. And she's like, we don't walk in the South. And I was like, why not? I can see it.
I think that's just your circle of people.
Well, I don't know, but you never see people out walking. And
I grew up in Tennessee, and we walked.
Well, I don't know.
Miles.
Anyway,
miles from nowhere to nowhere. Miles.
I had to take Truby in for some service, and it was gonna be a couple of hours, and so I thought, well, I will walk into town and run some errands, kill some time, and then I'll walk back and get the truck. And so I did. But then I ended up bumping into Beth, and so she looked at me horrified when she asked how did I get where I was in town if my truck was at the shop, and I said I walked, and she looked at me like I had just told her that I had killed a puppy. And then I said, well, you want to give me a ride back to Eaton? And she's like, yeah, let's go. So anyway.
Yeah. People walk.
Yes, she said, I'm the one that told her that. It's true. We got in the car and we drove like 100 yards to the restaurant. Mike drove us over, and it was windy, but it wasn't like the weather wasn't bad or anything. But yeah, over to what was it, Smoky Joe's or wherever that place was in Oklahoma that we went. Yeah, but anyway,
having a guy come to give us a quote for some gravel. Not going to talk too much about that project, but
Yeah, we're outside of the Delta. He said we do walk a lot in Mississippi, so you must be outside the Delta. Yeah, we are. We're in northern Mississippi, so I guess not a lot of people walk here.
there's a delta in northern Mississippi too.
Yeah, but when people talk about the Delta, they're usually talking about like more like further south than us.
The delta runs the entire Mississippi River. The
Well,
west,
I don't know.
the
I
west
just know what
border
people
of
have
Mississippi.
said. I
The
know.
delta.
I only know what the people tell me. So hobbling over to to Grandma Carol's for dinner. We'll be listening. Oh, well, hobble carefully.
Right.
Hobble carefully. Wanda Henry, hello.
Don't make that thing any worse.
Carrie Ward, hello.
I'm trying to tell you, Tim, you're getting a little too old to be doing all those back springs and handstands. You know, that's what's up with that.
I know.
Home of the Delta Blues.
He was trying to get through that first page of the Kama Sutra, and it just backfired on him. That's what it was. What?
Oh, okay.
That's
Family show.
That's that yoga book, right? No? That's where he learned the clap. No.
Wow. I should have stayed at work. I didn't know what kind of mood you were in.
You're the one that said I put you know what in your coffee this morning.
Yeah.
Scarface.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been a day. I think we're both a little slap happy. We both had weird days or weird weeks. So
I was like slammed today, busy, and then I just like started crashing, and that's why I asked if she put cocaine in my coffee, because
when he gets
I had a lot of energy the first part of the day, and then I'm just like
and then when he gets like extra, one of two things: if he's either in a really good mood or if he gets extra loopy because he's like hitting a wall, he'll start singing randomly like strange things that aren't even necessarily songs, or he'll sing a song but in a very different tune. So he'll sing the lyrics from one song to the tune of something close but not it, and it sounds like he's having a stroke, and so you're not really sure what's happening.
I'm just being creative.
Weird, but like it's weird. And so anyway, he was doing that, and then he trails off, and you're not sure if he did indeed have a stroke, and then he'll get loud again and say something else. It's a weird, I don't know, it's weird outbursts.
Robert Hill, looking if we find a good gravel supplier you'd like to know, because you're looking for brown gravel near Amory. Well,
that's not far.
My buddy Ryan vouches for this guy. He does work for the his whole family, and
the gals that own the salon in town that did my toast today, it's their dad, because it's a small town and everybody
so
knows
he's probably a good guy. I'm also looking for brown gravel, kind of like this shirt. It's not really shirt rock. It's some kind of brown gravel
it's the
that
one
we
you
have
see
here.
everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Yeah.
True shirt rock is more like a flint material, but everybody calls it shirt rock, but it's brown gravel, and that's what I'm looking for also. So I'm going to be meeting with him on Friday, and send me a message so I remember, Robert, and I will I'll shoot you his info. No, I did not get a haircut, but I did cut my beard almost off.
It's trimmed quite a bit.
Yeah, I tuned it up.
It was like that long, and now it's that long. His face shrunk.
Crushed Riverstone.
I still have to give him a haircut though, but we haven't had time.
Yeah, I need a haircut.
I'll buzz it.
I want a 0 to 3, and I don't think you can do that.
A 0 to 3?
0 to 3.
From here?
Like just a straight military
You've
fade.
never wanted that before.
I've never wanted you to try it. So
I can do it. If I can make a thumbnail, I can cut your hair from 0 to 3.
That's not accurate.
And it'll be
it'll be
a quality of 10.
That's like saying if I can drive a boat, I can build a house. It doesn't even make sense.
I listen, mister. I've decided I'm going to be more self-sufficient, and I'm going to do certain things that I'm just going to do. And one of them is going to be to shave your head from 0 to 3. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay. The problem with if you make a mistake when you're trying to do a 0 to 3, you got to go to the lowest cut in order to even it out, which means you bald.
Well, you're halfway there.
I look funny bald. I'm almost there. So yeah, why not? Let's just shave it.
I think personally, you look best with what's the one I like? Is it 2 all the way around? I think it's 2 all the way
That's
around.
the easiest for you to do.
But I
That's
think
why you think it looks the
no, I
best.
think it looks the best on you. I've told you that. I think it's what looks the best.
You're right, Greg. It'll be fine. I'll put a hat on. I don't really care that much.
It's the stress. Mike's been pulling his hair out. That must be it. I mean, I could put extensions in for him,
No, you
like
couldn't.
nice cornrows.
There's nothing to attach them to.
Yeah, you put it in here. You could be like Britney Spears. Remember, after she shaved her head, they put in the things.
No,
No?
I could not be like Britney Spears.
Well,
Mike needs a mullet, says Carrie Ward.
well, he's kind of.
Mike had a
He has a
mullet.
ducktail right now.
I had a mullet when I joined the military
I saw
in 1990.
I saw a dog on the interweb the other day that had a mullet, and now it makes me want to give my dog a mullet.
That's not gonna happen.
No, it's not, but it makes me want to do it very badly.
Yeah.
But it was like a long-haired, like Yorkie, and they gave it a
Yeah,
mullet.
that's what I'm saying. That zero cut fade all the way up to about here
I don't
is
think
nice in the
I
summertime.
don't think you're thinking that through, though. I think that's gonna
I've
look.
had that haircut a lot when I was younger. It just lasts longer.
Well, okay.
The part that gets whippy and whatnot is shorter than the rest of it. So therefore, it takes longer to need another haircut.
We'll discuss it.
We will. We'll discuss it.
We'll discuss it.
Okay. That's right, Greg. Hit that thumbs up.
That's right. Don't
What's
be a
going
bum.
on?
Hit that thumb.
Got
That's right.
128 people in here right now listening to us talk about my ridiculous haircut,
Or lack
and
thereof.
only 61 thumbs up, which kind of probably makes sense because it's not the best subject. But we're moving on now.
Dana Piccola says you'll need a zero cut come late spring and summer.
I've never been able to do a flat top, Butch, even when I was in the military, because my hair just won't stand up.
Yeah,
you
his
know,
hair's too
on top.
curly.
So it's flat. I mean, I would have to put so much product in my hair to have a flat top, and I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not a hair product kind of guy.
No, he's not. I can hook you up with a haircut that'll keep you cool all summer, says Ryan.
Mhm.
Yeah, Ryan just bicks his head once a week.
Yeah, Ryan, bald as a billiard ball. I
Might need
don't get a
sunscreen.
high and tight anymore. Yeah, I guess they did call that a high and tight, 0 to 3, high and tight, whatever. It was just a typical. It's actually not a super easy haircut to give though, because you're fading all the way up.
Yeah.
So
Oh, Todd's Adventure says, Mike, I say if Sid cuts your hair and messes it up, you can give her a haircut. No way.
hey, I just said we were going to change the subject from haircuts, but maybe we're not.
I don't know.
As a guy gets older, it's just going to fall out anyway. Yeah, what's interesting is while some of it falls out up here on the top, others of it migrates.
Yeah, you should see his ears.
I mean, migrates, further south. It's crazy. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Lord have mercy.
Aloe vera gel.
Aloe vera gel for what?
For hair product. But I'm not doing that.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of like, well, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be that bad, but.
Yeah, I think all of our folks used that term when we were younger, if we're old enough. Took us to the barber and said, lower his ears. Yeah. How many of y'all had your mothers threaten to put a bowl on your head and just cut a circle around it? That was common as well. Hey, Neil's talking to you about 23 hens and 21 eggs. Yep. That's pretty good.
That is good. They're just yeah, I mean that happens sometimes when you get they have their cycle, right? They didn't necessarily lay an extra egg or anything, but you get that the way the cycle rotates through, and if they laid one late and then their cycle was shifting, it happens where you get the bonus eggs sometimes. You get like some days you'll get a full basket, and the next morning you might only get 3 eggs, but then the next day you get like an overhaul again because it's like everybody dumped out because everybody's schedule just shifted by a day. So
Daryl, yes, definitely doing the farmers market again this year, and the gardening has already begun. I've been posting a lot on my Facebook page. I do need to get some stuff put together for the YouTube channel I have hundreds and hundreds of seedlings going. I've got a decent amount of stuff planted out. We actually did post this last video. Pardon me, I'm over here like burping water. This last video we posted some footage of Frank and I planting the onion sets out. So since then I've gotten broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and collards out also. And man, I've got so many seeds popping up in the shop. It's crazy.
Yeah. You got to post that on the YouTube page, on the YouTube, the channel's Facebook page. I should say.
Yeah. I do need to do that.
You do, because I can't do that for you.
Yeah. I'm mostly posting stuff about that on my personal Facebook page, which is, I mean, any of y'all can add me. But mostly because I'm trying to build the hype up, with the locals here about the farmers market, right? So
Tim says, now that the dozer video is real, can I get on mic about not finishing the Ethernet cable and the brooder?
Hey, how many of y'all have watched Tim's dozer video? Raise your hand. Not that I'll see you raise your hand, but it's real. It's a real thing. There's actually a dozer video, and that dozer operator was pretty talented. Did some pretty good work.
Oh, I read it wrong. Auntie Ann, 23 hens and 21 eggs. Oh, I was thinking it was the other way around when I heard it. My bad. See, I told you. I'm not firing on all cylinders today. It's just not going well for me. There was something else I saw in there, and then it went away, and I don't know. I don't know what happened. My hamster is falling off the wheel today.
No, Carrie, he was not driving it, but I don't think he ever claimed that he was driving the dozer.
Oh.
He just said there was a dozer video coming up clearing the land.
That reminds me. So I think I'm going to redesign part of the chicken coop, which we haven't talked about yet. And this is something I've been kicking around in my brain, because there's a piece of it that is not super functional for me that I think I can solve if I change some things. And so I think we might be potentially doing that, but we have to have a conversation about it, because Mike likes to have meetings about having meetings.
Did you just say we have to have a confrontation about it?
Conversation.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we should probably have to have a confrontation about it too, probably. No, but okay, so right now, as you look at that chicken coop, for those of you guys that are familiar with it, half of it is the coop, right? And that's where the birds sleep, okay? And that's where they lay their eggs. The other half is just open, and it was going to be the brooder and the feed room. My issue is I feel like the coop is too small, and
no, you have too many birds.
Nope.
The coop is sized for how many birds we're supposed to have.
I'm not done.
All right.
Okay. And there's times, and I had wanted to do the breasted chickens, and you kind of have to keep them separate. So I was thinking in my brain, I was like, how can I house them separate and still have an access place for them and still have like an area for them? So I was thinking,
why is it that we want to do the breasted chickens?
Because they're sustainable meat chicken, and I would not have to order Cornish cross anymore. And there's a local supplier of them that I found in Pontotoc. So I was thinking I convert that side with an access point in the middle if I needed to, able to expand it for whatever reason.
I have an idea.
What?
Get like 6 baby chicks from your local supplier. Let's raise them and eat them, and then have this conversation. I want to know how fast they raise, what it tastes like, what the quality of the meat is, the weight of the meat, the feed to protein conversion ratio. Like, I want to know all that before we start rearranging.
I still want to, either way, I want to make the coop bigger. I feel strongly about it.
Yeah, well, there's things I feel strongly about too.
Well, I also just want it finished. So there's that. So I'm trying to think of like, how can I just get out there and do it? So I don't know. But and then Frankie and I are working on. I have to get obviously some more materials for it, but I'm getting some ideas for making like another temporary stall.
We'll see about that. We need to have a confrontation about that also. Conversation, I mean.
Everything I know. The problem is, and
I don't let Sid build things, guys.
yeah, but the problem is then he's very busy, and then some things don't get done, and I'm capable.
They don't get done at the rate that you would like them to get done. Anybody else that we know is like, wow, y'all got a lot done. Even at our old place, they're like, holy cow, you've done a lot in a year. You've done a lot in 2 years. Wow, you've only been here 4 years. You've done so much. But you would prefer
Well,
that everything you want done is done yesterday
well, no,
or the day before.
6 weeks from last Tuesday. But that's not the point. The point is that um it does need done is the point. Like
There's
I
a
had
lot
half
needs
the
done.
flock out of the coop 99% of the time until I patched it this week. Like there's it just needs it needs finished. It needs done. So that's my thing. So but I'm capable and I can do it.
White Rock, what supplier did you decide to go with? I'm curious for your meat birds.
Oh yeah, tell me, Tara. Because so here's part of the topic of tonight's live, which I'm probably also going to discuss this in a future video in the next week or so. And I'll just give you the highlights real quick, which uh, this will be in Friday's video that I mention it, the beginning part of this. We just got our second shipment of our meat birds from McMurray, and I have been using them for almost a decade. For all the birds that we have ever ordered, I have used McMurray. I've had a few instances over the years where I got one batch a few years ago that like the whole batch was terribly sickly when I got them, and they didn't make it through. Like half the batch died in the first like 36 hours or something like that. It was like, and it was nothing I did differently. It was just one of those things where they arrived and they already kind of looked a little wonky and they just weren't hardy and just you know. Um, so I let them know and they sent out replacements and whatever. Last year, if you guys remember, I had gotten some more Sebastopol geese and one of
Swatter, Tim.
and the gander that they sent, I was like, he don't look right.
I may need to rethink that though.
I was like, he don't look right. And they were like, I'm like, are you sure he's a Sebastopol? Because he really doesn't look like a Sebastopol. Are you sure you sent me the right goose? And they were like, swore up and down and yes, yes, yes. And so a few more weeks went by, I took another picture and I was like, he's got a tuft. Like he's a Roman. He's and so anyway, this went on for a few months of me sending updated pictures saying, y'all sent me the wrong goose. Anyway, they finally credited me and they were like, you're right. We triple checked, whatever. You're right. It is the wrong goose. It got mixed up, blah, 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 whatever. But they credited me, no harm, no foul, whatever. Okay. So this last shipment of meat birds, within the first like 36 hours, I lost 17 of the chicks, which is that's a big attrition rate. And like they were just nothing. They were kind of already cold. I had them under the heat plates. I kept checking on them. They were just listless. They were like not like
That's a good choice, Tim.
they were just not happy. Anyway, so long story short, there was a bunch of things that happened over the weekend, and I didn't get a chance to email them over the weekend. And when I did email them, they kind of sent me back, and it was a very nice email. They kind of sent me back what I felt was a sort of snotty reply. So I, in turn, sent back what I felt was an equally snotty reply because I don't play. I didn't expect them. I didn't ask for a refund. I didn't ask for a credit, but I simply was asking, like, hey, did anybody else come back from a batch this week saying that they had a high attrition rate of losing a bunch of birds? Like, did you have hatching issues? Because I know they shipped out late.
Sergeant's Talk TV, new subscriber right there.
Whoop, whoop.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
But and they were just kind of snarky with me. And so I got a little snarky back with my response. But anyway, I'm going to do a video about it because I will no longer be using McMurray Hatchery moving forward because they really rubbed me the wrong way with our email. Like I said, I was not asking for a credit. I was simply asking for polite customer service, which I have received from them before in the past when I've had a question or a problem or needed to cancel an order or change an order date.
Valley Farms is who they're looking at using. Valley Farms.
Valley Farms. Okay. But
somebody asked if I gotten any electrical work done in the shop yet. No,
he hasn't.
Haven't started that.
But the problem is that I've heard other people have issues with them before, and I've always been like, oh my gosh, really? I've never had an issue with them. I'm so sorry you had that experience. And I always just kind of chalked it up to like, sometimes people have a bad experience and whatever. But I've heard more and more people the last couple of years with that. And that to now have it myself, I'm like, I'm not shopping there anymore.
And one of the channels I used to watch, man, I can't remember her name. They moved to North or South Carolina. She does a ton of gardening. Like I used to watch her channel all
Talk
the time.
TV is Mike from MT Homestead and Jason's channel from White Rock together.
Okay. Sergeant's Talk.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I just saw that the other day, and
Roots and Refuge, I think, was the name of the channel, or is the name of the channel. I haven't watched them in a long time, but I used to watch them all the time. Anyway, they did a big tour at Murray McMurray, and they were like, really talking it up. And at the time, I was like, good for you, because Murray McMurray was doing a good job for us.
Right.
So yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, maybe they're getting so busy that they don't need those of us that are only ordering a couple hundred birds,
Maybe, but I don't know. I don't know. To me, when are we
going to plant fruit trees? Yeah, soon. Sorry.
Do you want me to plant them? I'll just stick them on top of the ground.
She pulled a hosta out of a pot, basically stuck it on the ground and pulled dirt up around it.
I dug it in there, but there's like, I don't know.
Is that how you did it with your hand?
Yeah.
It was in a 1-gallon pot.
I don't know.
That required the use of a shovel.
Listen, I was busy. I was trying to multitask. I'm a
busy
very busy
doing a
lady.
shit job.
I don't think you understand like all the things that
you guys. You may be beginning to understand why I don't let her build stuff.
I can build stuff. I just can't plant stuff.
What can you build?
I built the thing on the chicken coop.
You put a board covering a hole.
Nope, I had to cut the board too, and I had to cut the
What'd you cut it with?
The thing.
What's that thing called?
Listen,
wow.
I don't know what it's called, but I know what it's called. And I wore my safety goggles.
Oh my.
Listen, okay, I used the thing, and then I had to cut the other scraps.
Did you film this?
Yes.
Okay.
Good. And then I had to cut the other things of OSB because the window, the half window where they were.
Whoa.
What?
I'm surprised you know what OSB is.
I know stuff.
Apparently.
You have no faith in me ever. I can do the things. Yes, you never had faith in me.
Okay.
I can do all the things. I'm gonna start doing all the things. By golly, I can do it.
All right. Well, then I guess you don't need me.
No, I didn't say that. I don't plant the things. I need you to. Can you replant my hostas? No, I still need you to do some stuff. But like there's some stuff I can do.
Mm-hmm.
I can do some things, but you have to let me. Well, let me do it. So, there you go. I can do it. That's right, Tara. You can do it, Sid. Like I said, we love our tools, all the thingies, and all the whatchamachingies. We call this. Yeah. I don't need to know what they're called. I really feel like I don't. I know the drill. I know it's got bits. I know the bit has to fit in the thing that's going into the thing. I know that they're like, I don't need to know what they're called. I know the thing that does the cutting. I know the thing that does the hammering. I know the thing that goes like this and I climb it and try not to fall off of it. Those are all the things that I have that I can use. And I did almost die. Almost. So what happened was, um, if you watch today's Sipping and Spilling, you heard the story. It sounds more dramatic than it was, but it could have been bad. So there's an area right in front of the chicken coop that's a low spot that gets very muddy, and it had just rained, and it's very uneven right there. And I had to put the ladder there in order because my T-Rex arms couldn't reach with the drill while I was trying to hold the siding.
Did you have to move a piece of OSB out of the way in order to set the ladder up?
No, there wasn't any OSB right there.
Okay.
But that would have been a good idea to
About
put
6 or 8 feet from there. There's a piece of OSB
that would have
laying
been
on the
that
ground.
would have been a good idea, but I didn't think about that. Anyway, so but anyway, so it's a little rickety, and that's fun. So, because who doesn't like a little shake, rattle, and roll while you're on the ladder? So, and I was home alone, by the way. So that's fun too. So
And didn't have
anyway,
your phone with you, did you?
I did. It was recording me. So anyway, so I'm up there and I'm trying to, and the screw wasn't staying on the drill with the little magnet thing. So I'm trying to do the like this and get it on there, and I'm holding it, and the board starts to fall. And if I had tried too hard to catch it, I might have died. So anyway, the board falls, and I managed to not fall, but it like grazed me.
She's about 18 inches off the ground at this point.
Oh no, I was way up there.
The coop's not tall enough for you to be way up there.
Honey, I'm little, so it seems very tall. like how tall is the coop? Because it was way I had to climb to the top of the ladder.
The very top of the coop.
How tall is
like
the big
8
ladder?
feet.
I was at the top. I was at the top.
Well, your hands were at 8 feet.
Well, it felt really high. Very high. Anyway, it was very dangerous. But so I forget why I was telling this story. But anyway,
Pure entertainment.
but there you go. So that was but I think it's always a good idea to get on a ladder in a rickety area when you're home alone.
Yeah.
And no one's around to save you. And make sure you're filming it.
Right.
100% do that.
Yeah. Hey, look, if you're going to do something sketchy.
But I didn't break rule number 1.
Right.
Don't break rule number 1. Rule number 1 is don't die.
Sid is really high, if I'm being honest.
No, I am not.
Oh my.
I'm not. I swear. I swear. I don't like being on a ladder. It's my least favorite thing.
Nobody likes being on a ladder.
Some people do.
I don't just like this chair sucks. Go get me a ladder.
No. Hey, backward freedom. What's going on? Yeah, 2 rungs is high for me. Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? So I met one of our neighbors today that lives like on the other side of the county road, and we're like Facebook friends or whatever. But we had just never run into each other. We ran into each other today in town during my walk of shame in the middle of town, and at the pharmacy. And she was like, "Oh, Sid, And anyway, so we were chatting, and she goes, "You're so tiny." And I looked myself up and down, and I went, "Well, yeah, this is it." like I'm short.
Sid's brain has too many tabs open. Love it. Oh, that's pretty good.
That is the most accurate description I have ever heard of my brain. That explains why when I'm talking about something and then you're like, "What are you talking about?"
You just opened a new tab.
It was never closed.
It's like I started out researching gardening on YouTube, and the next thing I know, there's deer caught in the fence, and it's like it just. Yeah.
And then it jumps to midget wrestling, and then it's all over from there. I don't know, but it's just all open on the tabs. But that's the thing is that's the problem.
You don't close tabs.
I don't think I can. It's just. I think it's just what my brain is? In all the sci-fi movies in the future where they have the things like this, like the new goggles that they wear walking around town, clicking things. That's my brain. Everything is laid out in front of me like that.
Listen, folks, don't do drugs.
I never did do the drugs. That did not sound convincing.
Oh boy.
I swear.
Yeah. Control Alt Delete.
I think
Like,
I'm doing some fasts for Lent, and I think maybe they're making me a little bit loopy. But
mhm.
I don't know. My brain is just a big bag of weird. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm gonna be starting more seeds tonight.
That was random.
Yeah, I'm trying to change the subject.
Oh, I know what seeds you're starting too.
Why are you trying to make it sound like I'm doing something sketchy? I'm starting tomato seeds
Oh.
and
Oh,
pepper
tomato
seeds.
seeds.
Oh boy, here we go.
Just kidding.
Yeah, she's lost it.
See, Ryan says, weird is why we love you. That's my gift. It's what I bring to the table. Big bag of
Yeah.
weird. I know it drives me nuts too when there's a bunch of tabs open, but sometimes when I'm having to look up a bunch of stuff at once, I have to hop back. You should see I have like even right now, I have 2 different internet browsers open under 2 different logins because I have 2 different things going. There's just a lot happening. That's like my brain right there. All that. And then there's all
Have
the
you
things.
ever looked at my computer when I'm working?
Yeah, but yours is all on the same, like, yours is all your stuff. Mine's like everything. Mine's like everything from like the farm stuff to the YouTube stuff to the whole house stuff to the kids stuff to the, mine's all the stuff together like
Give
that.
yourself a hug like this. I need to take some measurements for a jacket.
I like jackets. Is it pretty? I know, John. I'm loopy. Oh, I'm sorry.
Semper Fi.
Whoa, that was aggressive.
Somebody said Semper Fi.
Okay. But you were not a Marine.
I was not a Marine. That's correct.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that I can't say Semper Fi to a Marine. Semper Fidelis.
Yeah.
And
Sergeant.
plus, the Marine Corps is a department of the Navy, so that's fine.
Sid just had jazz hands. That's right. Born and raised with jazz hands. That's right. What?
I want some of what Sid's having.
That's right. That's right. Sergeant's Talk TV. That's right. The confused. I always have a constant confused look on my face. And so I didn't get enough sleep last night. I can tell you that. Number one.
Here we go. We're finding out what branch everybody was in.
And then tonight is not looking good either.
Wait a minute. Salty Dog was in the Army.
Carry word airborne.
Okay, I would have assumed that Salty Dog was in the Navy. Devil Dog would be a Marine, right?
Mike even asked
Army
me.
Dog is Army.
He goes, is Will on vacation? And I go, technically no. I go, but he is home. I go, it's by accident. I go, and Jen's thrilled.
Salty Dog was in every branch of the military. You gotta figure out how you did that. I did know one guy who was in the Army. We called him Sarge.
Can you do that? Can you join them all?
No.
Is it like collector
Well,
cards?
I mean, I don't think there's a law against it, but
that'd be hard to do.
But
that's a lot of boot
one of my
camps to go
buddies
through.
in the Navy had spent 4 years in the Army and then went to the Navy, and so he was like an E5 in the Army, so we called him Sarge, even though he was
I won't call you Sarge.
Petty officer now, right, in the Navy.
I'll call you Petty. That is just funny. I can't help myself. I can't do it. I can't do it, Captain. I don't have the purr. You gotta get that roll going on your tongue. But
you
gotta. We have a lot to do this weekend. Hopefully the weather holds out because
it's gonna rain tomorrow.
That's not this weekend though, sure.
Well, what's tomorrow? Thursday?
All day long.
It's gonna rain Friday. It might rain tomorrow. Either way, it's supposed to be sunny on Saturday. But you know what? Weatherman around here is on crack cocaine.
No, the weatherman's pretty accurate. It's the one app that's not. I told you the one app that I have that is the weather alert app. That is the app that is accurate. The one that's on the iPhone is sort of hit and miss. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, because we need to install those cameras.
Yep.
And I got some filming I got to do on Friday after I got to take Tashka to the vet on Friday for her next round of shots. Not those kinds of shots. And I guess her just next phase checkup, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, she go to the vet, and then I had to come home and film some more stuff for Sunday's video and get that whipped around. I would have liked to do it tomorrow, but tomorrow ended up kind of getting jumbled with some other things, so I don't think that's going to happen. But Friday I can hit it hard, so I think that'll be all right. And then Saturday we can work on that, get those cameras up.
Mr. Mike MT Mike was in the Army from 79 to 2001.
Jen, did you sell any of the other puppies? I saw you posted them, and people. Did I tell you one woman messaged me and asked about the dogs, and I was like, they're good dogs. Like I said on the post. But anyway, I don't know if you'd actually sold any yet or not. Dude, we're getting close to the meetup too, which I'm excited about because that's
Blue Mountain Lake.
I know there's another meetup in Oklahoma between now and then, which I didn't even find out about until like a couple weeks ago, and there's no way we can make that one. But the one in, I almost said it in, I don't know what state I almost said, but anyway, the one in Arkansas in May at Blue Mountain, I'm excited because like some of everybody I haven't seen since 4th of July, just because they're in Arkansas and we're here, so we don't really get to see them as much because it's a little bit of a ways away.
Right.
So it's nice. We're gonna get to see them.
It's not as far away as
it used to be
before we moved.
Yeah, it's still a lot closer, but it's not like when Mama V was working on doing the roof thing, and she was like 2 days before, she was like, hey, can everybody come up on Thursday and Friday and help with the roof? And everybody was like, yeah, we can come up. And I'm like, what? I can't leave for 2 days ago, like, last minute, it's a little hard to do that. But when they're just right down the road, it's easier to like see each other and help each other and that kind of thing. But anyway, so it'll be nice to see everybody, and I'm looking forward to that. And then we'll have, a chance to kind of just hang out and see everybody, and I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, Laura's in here. One of our cousins just made Master Sergeant in the Army. That's awesome.
Nice. Hey, my Alaska, what's going on?
I'm not familiar with Army, all the, the rank in the Army, but I think a Master Sergeant's an E9, I think. Like a Master Chief is an E9.
That's a bummer, Jen.
Laura actually sent you a message on Facebook earlier today. I'm trying to figure out, and you may have answered, and I haven't seen it because I'm not at my computer, but I'm trying to figure out what kind of beans those were that you sent me.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter, Jen, because she didn't follow through about getting the puppy. So I did talk up the dogs and tell her that they were great, and that Kusi's obviously more trained than Tashka because I've had him longer and he's older, and he's doing great, and he doesn't escape, and he listens, and so.
Yes, Philip, the meetup's going to be awesomeness. You should try to come.
Awesome.
Everybody should try to come.
Everybody should try to come. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like, I know White Rock Homestead will be there. Justin, Back Road Freedom, are you coming to the meetup in Arkansas?
Of course she's coming.
Well, I don't
know. Yeah, you're coming.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Okay, shell beans from Cage Cove.
Yeah, that's what I said.
If I Google that, am I going to find anything? Or is this like a family thing that I'm not going to be able to find? Because I need to try to figure out like what variety these beans are in so that I know like the best way to grow them and the best way to market them.
Luke Slater, I love that. He says, what was your best thought of the day? I love that. I have an answer for you. Today, I was walking from the car dealership up the road in town because the car dealership's kind of towards the other side of town. And the birds were chirping in the trees. ahead. The sky was blue. There was a few white puffy clouds, and I was just kind of walking and like listening to everything and looking at the pretty town. And I was just thinking like, what a beautiful little spot that I live in, and how nice it is today, and how lucky and blessed I was that it wasn't raining cats and dogs like it was yesterday on the day I was getting my car done, so that I was able to walk through town and enjoy it. So that was my good thought for today.
Dana Picola mentioned that
Yes,
LeBro was stationed in
sir.
San Diego, but probably before my time. I was stationed in San Diego in like 1990, 91,
My Alaska says you need to ask
92,
Jack about those beans you got.
and transferred to the East Coast somewhere either 92 or 93 and 94. I got out in 95, so um,
Hey, Red 81 Camaro, what's going on? Better late than never. That's right. That's right.
yeah, so I need to remember that. Shell beans from Cage Cove.
100% Luke.
And I just need
Definitely.
to figure out what they are. There's so many kinds of beans. So many kinds of beans. There's so many kinds. Just pick one kind of bean. Butter bean. Okay,
like
now there's a
bean.
million kinds of butter beans,
Purple
right?
whole peas.
And that's
Purple
right.
whole peas.
And even there's a lot of kinds of like, oh, you're growing the wrong kind of purple whole peas.
Oh,
And
there's Beth
you
Harrington.
can't sell them.
And seeing my face, duh. That's true. And it's so funny because how it just worked out, because I almost just called Amber to see if she could do my toes. And then I was like, wait, maybe they have a spa chair over here, which nobody in town has a spa chair. But it just fortuitous that I ended up at the same salon that you happened to be going to that day. And then you were able to
You
give me
gotta
a
go.
ride back. He's
You're out.
cute.
You're
Why are
out.
you hating on him? I don't know.
You've been denied.
You know,
Is it still the weekend before Memorial Weekend?
yes, it's what is it, the 17th? Hold on. Hold your pony horses. I'll look at my calendar right now. Yeah, so whoops, hi, stop. No. Yeah, the weekend of the 17th of May, which is the weekend before Memorial Day weekend. Yep.
Shell beans are like lima beans.
Who doesn't love a good cat butt? Pettit Jean River Homestead. What's cracker lacking?
Oh wow, he was on the Ranger.
Yeah, 17th through the 19th. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, the Ranger was an aircraft carrier that still had wooden decks. That's how old that ship was. Yeah, that was a minute ago. How's the garden going? It's going great. Yeah. Somebody had asked, since you just mentioned peppers, somebody had asked earlier if I was growing any English peppers. I'm not sure if any of the varieties I'm growing are English varieties, but I'm growing a couple of, I think it's called an alibi, pickling cucumber, Boston pickling, and then straight eights, which is, you know, your typical table cucumber. So those are the varieties of cucumbers that I'm growing. Around here, the farmers market, everybody wants pickling cucumbers. So, you know, if I show up with those table cucumbers, they're like, you got any small ones? So I'm going to be growing a lot of the smaller ones this year. You know, the first year doing the farmers market was like, you know, it was research. You know, I was growing the things that I want to grow, and then I grew extra of them. And then I kind of found out what people wished I'd grown. And so I'm making some adjustments this year, you know, to try to even, you know, be more successful at it. Let's see here. DuckDuckGo. They said they called them stick beans. Okay. Well, that's probably redneck for pole beans. So, but it gives me one more thing to try to Google. And yeah, you really got. I mean, people are funny about their beans. You got to be able to tell them exactly what it is. But either way, I'm going to grow some of them and see how they go for me. You know. Let's see. Do I have a favorite pickling recipe? Yes. A couple of them, because I like, you know, bread and butter type pickles, but I also like you know, more of a dill type pickle, and then I like pickling things other than cucumbers. Also, you know, okra and peppers, and I pickled some squash last year, eggs. So I've got a book of like some different variations of pickling spice and you know, pickling recipes that I've done. So, and I'll do more. I know for sure we've done videos on it, but we'll do more this year. You know, throughout the season, right? What do we got here? Luke Slater, $2 to share the secrets. Luke must have been at. Are you the one that asked about the pickling recipe? Let's see, Luke Slater. Hi Wanda. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what secrets Luke once shared. Um,
Oops, you made it angry.
I made it angry. That's all
Okay,
right.
I'll fix it.
The pickling secrets. You know, I'm not at all uh keeping that a secret. I just don't have that information with me right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So
Yeah, he doesn't have it memorized.
yeah, I don't have it memorized, but I have it all written down. And when we start pickling this year, 100% I'll share the recipe with you know, with what I'm pickling. So let's see here. Yeah, check out. Yeah, absolutely, Luke. Check out some of the previous videos and see what I've shared, and whatever I do this year, I'll you know we're filming all of that each season because we grow, we learn things, we do things slightly different. We learned something from last year.
Well, this year, and in fact, they just got delivered today. I ordered some big jars for water glassing my eggs
Oh,
because I wanted some with a wider mouth for getting the eggs in and out. And I didn't want to use all of our fermenting jars that we have. So anyway, so I ordered some. So I'm gonna be. That's another thing I'll be working on is
I'm also going to be jarring some water pretty soon.
not in my egg jars.
Literally going to be jarring water.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine
Yeah.
with that. But life. I have to do my eggs. My eggs are starting to. They're starting to pile up on me a little bit, and I need to
Have
start.
I ever pickled eggs with a cowboy candy pickle as a brine? No. You know, cowboy candy was not a thing um, where we were on, you know,
It's
out west.
yeah, it's not a southwestern thing really. It's more of a.
I mean,
It is in
it's
Texas
here.
a
Like
little bit, parts of Texas,
a
but
lot of people have been asking me over this last year about cowboy candy, and I bought a jar of it and I tried it, and it's
I don't
not
like
my
the
jam.
sweet stuff.
Yeah,
The
it's
pickled
not.
sweet stuff I don't like.
Yeah, and it's sweet and spicy,
It's just
but
not my thing.
it's a little too sweet for me for the
Mhm.
spicy. So it's just not my jam. But I see the appeal, and I may very well, because I'm growing a lot of different peppers, I may very well make a version of cowboy candy and see if people like it. And if
Oh no,
so,
Luke said that you just had a batch of canned stew ruined because it didn't seal right or didn't set right.
oh bummer.
Yeah, that is a bummer. So it must have been in the pressure canner then.
Yes, I have.
Hope I mean if it was
I
in the
hope
water
so.
bath
If it
canner, it
was
was.
meat, it better
Yeah,
have
it
been in the
should have been
pressure
in the
canner.
pressure canner.
Yes, I have made pickled eggs with beet juice.
Sheila, yes, he did. I did manage to get to the post office and he did get the onion sets that you sent. Thank you very much. That was very, very sweet of
Yep.
you. Thank you.
Um, yes, I've pickled eggs with beet juice, and I do have. I'm pretty sure I have an egg pickling video on the site somewhere on the channel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we did. We've done.
So,
Yeah.
and if not, I need to do one.
There was one where I think we didn't do the full recipes on them, but we showed the different ones we did and we talked about the differences in them, like the quail eggs, the pickled regular eggs, and something else. Oh, I think it was just pickles. Like pickles, like it was different pickled things.
And I need to make. I mean, I'll be making a lot of pickled eggs this year. The first, you know, I haven't made pickled eggs since we moved to Mississippi because we didn't have hens laying eggs. So I made good bit of pickled eggs before we moved,
Mhm.
and then I haven't made them since we've been here. Well, now we finally got we finally got hens doing their jobs, and we got eggs coming in at a good rate, enough that she's going to be able to water glass some.
Yeah. Well, now that I'm
And
not having to hunt through the entire front half of the yard for the eggs because I've got them penned back up now. I was having to every day. I was looking. They were liking to hide their eggs in the box blade of the tractor. I found a couple clutches in there. Then they like under the shop thing, next to the shop thing. Where was the other spot I found them? Was somewhere weird. Anyway, they were hiding them everywhere.
well, I was watching a video recently about somebody that does smoked eggs.
Oh, that's a thing now.
That's a
Yeah,
thing
that's a
now,
thing
and
now.
I'm like, I may have to try this.
I I don't like smoked stuff that much, so I don't know if I would enjoy a smoked egg, but that's what it is. But I'm gonna let you finish it out because I'm gonna scoot because I started
One
it
of
late.
those
Do you see?
dill pickled eggs. Yeah, who's up next? SLR.
SLR's next.
Somebody want to verify that
They
SLR
are. They
is
are.
okay? All right, so then I won't run over. Um, and in fact, you know what? I mean, y'all can kick me out when they go live because sometimes they go live like 2 or 3 minutes late, so that's fine. I don't mind. Um, yes, smoked eggs. And Sid's right. She doesn't really like things that are smoked or overly smoked. But I don't like something that's overly smoked either. You need to get a smoke ring on it and then pull it off the smoke and don't over smoke anything. So I'm thinking that smoked eggs sounds interesting because it doesn't take that long to cook an egg. So I don't think you're going to over smoke it. Either way, I want to know. I want to know. Luke Slater's bouncing out of here. See you later. It's been real. Appreciate you for stopping by. Thanks for that super sticker chat, whatever it was. Appreciate it. Um, Fried deviled eggs. I'm not sure what fried deviled eggs are, but I know that the smoked eggs that I was looking at, they were making deviled eggs out of them because it's essentially looks like a hard boiled egg when you're done, right? And that's how you make the deviled eggs, right? So um, let's see here. Lost trying to figure out how you'd smoke an egg. Yeah, no. They would literally just put the eggs, raw eggs, in the shells in the smoker, smoked them at 250 degrees for I forget the amount of time. You'll have to Google it. And then they pull them, throw them in an ice bath, and then peel them, and then put them back on the smoker at 250 degrees for some amount of time that I don't remember right now, and then make deviled eggs out of them. How do you over smoke stuff? Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, everybody's different. Some people really like that heavy smoke flavor, and some people, too much smoke flavor is too much. So there's a happy medium in there somewhere. You know. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here at 7 o'clock. Auntie Ann is bouncing over to SLR. They should be going live right now. Simple Life Reclaimed. Bounce in there, and you know what? When you bounce into Simple Life Reclaimed, I want you to tell them the word of the day is eggs. Just the word of the day is eggs. See if they figure out what that's all about. So, oh, I've never ended a live stream by myself before. End stream. I see it. Okay, we got this. We can figure this out. Thanks, guys. Had a lot of fun and love you guys. Don't forget, safety's off and go love Raid Simple Life Reclaimed right now with the word of the day is eggs, guys. We'll talk to you again soon.